So in this video, we're going to go through an example of an interest problem or an investment problem using systems of equations. And so we're going to have two accounts. And we're going to have information for account 2. And then typically what we do is we set up a table to organize our information to help us come up with our equation. Normally, what we do is we put the amount that goes into each account in the first row, although the order doesn't really matter, that's just my preference. Then we put the rate for each account, and then in this row we have the interest earned in that row. So there's two accounts here. It says in the first account, $1,600 was invested, and in the second account, $1,300 was invested. And that gives us a grand total of, let's see, $2,900. Okay, now for the interest rate, that's what we're looking for. If you notice, that's what the question is asking. What are the rates for the interest? So typically, whatever they're asking us to find in the question, that's what we let our variables be equal to. So I'm going to say this is rate X, this is rate Y. Then, to finish off the bottom row, I'm going to find the amount of my interest by taking 1,600 times the interest rate. So for account 1, I'm going to earn 1,600 times X amount of interest. For account 2, I have 1,300 times Y, keeping in mind that X and Y represent a decimal value because we do our arithmetic in decimal form when we're dealing with percentages. And then if I take the amount earned in the first account plus the amount earned in the second account for interest, that will give us the total amount earned for interest, which tells us in the problem 242. So here's our first equation. So we have 1,600x plus 1,300y is equal to 242. Now, the second piece of information that we can use in order to come up with a second equation with x and y is this right here. It says the second account earns 3% higher interest. So the interest for x, the interest for y is 3% bigger. So in other words, if y was 20%, then x would be 17 because y is 3% bigger than x. So our next equation would be y is equal to x plus an extra 3%, keeping in mind that you have to use decimals when you're dealing with percentages and you're doing your arithmetic. So this is the extra 3%. So this second account here, the interest for the second account, is 3% higher. So whatever x is, I add 3% higher to get y. So here are the two equations that we're going to use to solve this problem. Now, you can use elimination or addition method, which is totally fine. You would have to do a little bit of work to align your x's and your y's to make sure the x and the y are together on the same side, lined up so that you can do your subtraction. Or this is set up where you don't have to do any work, where you can just do substitution. It's already solved for y. You can just replace this y with x plus 0.03 and use the substitution method. When you go through the process, you should get that x is 0.07, and y is 0.10. So that means x is 7% and y is 10%. So the interest rate for the second account is 10% and the interest rate for the first account is 7%.